Hey tubers. Well, we haven't been on for a while. It's been about a month. Just haven't had much to work on. Nothing to really talk about. Maybe this guy's got something to talk about. Oh, hey! You got something to talk about?
Have I?
Yeah.
I've got lots to talk about.
The tubers want to hear from you.
The tubers?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So we got this over here. This is a new addition. This would be about the only thing that's kind of worth talking about. It's got it's got lots of good parts, but it's got lots of issues as well. And the biggest issue is the stuck piston with the hole in the middle, and the head with the broken valve turret, and the froze solid valves, froze solid with rust valves. Other than that, I don't know about that fuel pump. Down here is the fuel pump. It's kind of dark, but someone kind of rammed some rags in there. That's really not the way to do it, but anyway, the trip is good. Everything else seems good. It's got all the grease, the greasers. It's missing the oiler. I suspect because the oiler is gone, the water got down the oiler tube, and that's what froze that piston solid in there, as that oiler tube feeds into the cylinder. Everything's good here. Flywheel's really good. The block has no weldings on it. It should be a good one. It's a McCormick Deering M. If no one's ever saw one, this one's made in Canada, and it's a 3 horsepower M, which is the larger of the M's. Still got lots of original paint on it, so as long as we can get that piston, and it's also got a bit of a chunk out of the back of the sleeve, so that might not be an issue. We're not sure about that yet. Me and Herm are going to make some wine and some beer tonight. Hey, Herm?
Yep.
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 But I did salvage this off it, and it didn't look like this when I took it off. But I don't know if a lot of you know what this is. This is a Wiko Ek Magneto, and you got 2 coils, so you get a nice strong spark. It's a high tension coil, that's what they call it. The covers were black originally. Well, they're brass, but I guess at the factory they paint them black so as to not be too flashy, eh, Herman?
Right.
Like Herman's new glasses. Look how flashy he is.
That's right.
I'm not going to turn the camera on myself today because I got a broken front tooth. I got to go in for a crown tomorrow. So, whatever. Don't feel bad for me. But I look ridiculous. So, it happened about 2 months ago and I got it fixed. I got a filling and it was okay. And then apparently if you have a piece of multigrain bread, that breaks your teeth. So, I guess that's the way it worked out. Anyway, so here's the covers. Took the paint off. There's lots of little gouges here and there, but whatever. It's kind of, it's nice, and that light is really shining. I really got that shined up. I'll kind of Wiko. I'll kind of clear that up here. Type EK591983, and on the cover you see a different stamp, and I don't know what this stamp is for, but this is your front cover. It goes right there. A lot of them have a little backup of it. They have a little a push button stop, which grounds out the condenser. I guess is what it does. Anyway, there's a stamp on this one. I don't know what the stamp is for or what that means. Maybe somebody knows. 33. What is that? 3329, I guess. Maybe 3320, 3329. I don't know. What do you think it is, Herb? Can you make it out?
Yeah.
What?
3329.
3329. Okay, 3329. So anyway, that goes here. This goes on the sides. So this Magneto, I haven't tested the spark yet. We're going to test it. Get all my whole apparatus for spark testing. It had a couple issues. Here, there is a this joins the 2 magnetos together. It was broken. It originally has a little spring that goes there, but I just used a little piece of copper wire. But this little cover is stock to this magneto. It stops that from grounding out. Over here on this side, it normally has you see in there, a little brass tab, maybe even copper tab, and it grounds that side of the secondary terminal, your lead terminal, to the case, which is what you want, because you only want to draw a spark off one side of the coil pack. Then this one here, I'll clear that up again, comes through that hole. This guy is your spark plug terminal, and your spark plug. This is actually the better one of the terminals. I think there are like 4 or 5 different ones. This one's got a spring inside with a little cutaway inside this cap. I don't know what it's made of, Formica or something like that. It goes here like this, and your lead plugs into that. You'll have a copper plate on the end of your plug lead that's soldered to your copper cord plug wire, and then that runs to your spark plug. And your spark plug, of course, is grounded to the block, and you make a spark between the center electrode and the ground strap on your spark plug. Anyway, what I don't like about this is, so when they made this, when they assembled this coil pack, you look at this. They put the lead out, not right in the dead center, which would make total sense, but off to the side, and they did the same thing on the other side. And they had multiple, tons of opportunities to set this coil straight, because these coil packs are on your 2 magnetic pole standoffs right here. And they can turn these these coil packs, align them any way they want, but they didn't. So they have them off center. And I don't know if you can see on here. You can see where the wire has been just, the lead out has been just touching on the sides, but not right dead center. So it's too late to move this coil without damaging it, but it's not too late to make the whole thing right. So I'm going to have to, I think I'll solder a tab, across this wire here. I don't want to ruin this spring by heating it, but I'll do something. I'll attach a tab to this somehow so that it's making proper connection, because when it's coming through that hole on the side of that plate, it wants to sit here, which I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of there. So that's not dead center, and so that's not right, but we're going to make that right. So what I paid for that motor, as long as this magneto works, this magneto more than pays for that motor, probably multiple times over, because these magnetos now on eBay, I think they go for about $400 or $500 for these magnetos. You can get rebuilt ones, and I think they run you $479. They're not original. I don't know that original means that they're any better, but probably the new ones mean they're better. What I did do is I did a preliminary check on here, and this coil pack is running me 3.79, or sorry, what would it be? 3,790 ohms, and this one is just running me just over 4,000 ohms, and so that has taken me just around 8,000 ohms between the two, which should be enough, where it tells you at least the secondary windings in the coils are good. I don't know about the primary windings, but generally if the secondary windings are no good, you can just forget about the whole thing and plan to either find some new coils or just throw the whole damn thing in the garbage or parts or whatever you want to do. So anyway, we'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to get Herman to hold the camera for me while I trip this magneto to see if we can make a spark out. So we'll be right back in a second. Okay, Herman? Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, guys, we're back. So this is what I got. So I got my my lead out, spark plug lead out on that side, or secondary lead out. It's grounded. My spark plug tester is hooked up to the secondary lead out, or your spark plug lead out, and the other end of that is grounded. So all that has to happen is a spark has to jump from there to there. Now the only thing I don't know, can you hold that, Herman, and just kind of keep an eye on this here? Can you see it? Well, what I don't know is, look here.
Oh, you want it there?
Yeah, just for a sec. What I don't know is, see, this is your point. One side of your points. The other side of your points is in here. What I don't know is if this is set properly Well, it was set the way I took it off the motor like this. So we're going to find out if it's any good. The distance that you would adjust here is based on the wear on your points and the distance of the throw arm from your trip mechanism on your flywheel. So I don't know. Maybe it's okay. We'll find out. But I think we can make it trip today as long as the coils are working good, which the secondary was working fine. So just focus in on this here, Herm. We'll see if we can.
Yep.
I got a,
Okay,
got a pretty decent gap set there. I'll just make sure that that's focused for you. I'll shut the lights off. And I'll quickly trip this.
Yep.
The spark.
Lots of spark.
Try a couple times.
Lots of spark.
Looks like it's okay.
Perfect.
Yep. Turn the lights back on.
Lots of spark.
So we established that we have really good spark. So that means that EK Magneto is worth a couple bucks, and that's good news, because you know, it would really suck if this was no good, which would mean we'd have to set up a you know, an alternate ignition system if we're going to run the motor. So how this works, I don't know if anyone knows how magnetos work, but what we do is we break the gap here on the magnet, and pulling this away breaks the gap. Forcing it back in creates induction voltage, and that induction voltage spins round and round in the windings and continues to amplify itself and ends up as spark. So anyway, don't know if that's much of a lesson for any of you. Maybe a lot of people, you know about these EK Magnetos. I don't know anything about them. Oh, there's my tester beeping away there, sorry. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I do know that this one works, and that's the most important thing. So anyway, catch you later, tubers.